Do you find yourself feeling like nothing is going the way you'd hoped it would, the way you planned it would? And because of that, you're feeling unhappy and you find yourself feeling stuck. You're constantly worried, thinking, where is the result that you wanted, that it hasn't happened yet? And then you're feeling tired, you're feeling down, you're lacking that motivation. And then you then find yourself going through this unpleasant period, unpleasant situation. Now, what's happening is that the story that you are telling yourself is constantly being reflected back at you. But if you stop thinking for a moment, you pause, give yourself that alone time, that space to do some breath work or just sit there in silence. You meditate, you journal, perhaps you stumble along the way, but you get yourself back up. You get yourself back up to that acceptance state, that receiving mode there. Right there, that is a key moment when you're able to get yourself back into that position of receiving, of feeling good, the satisfaction of here and now. And you're no longer in that worrying state that something hasn't happened yet, but you're able to carve out new thought pathways. You feel good about yourself, you feel good about your life. That's when you're able to then start attracting the things that you want into your life. You're able to change your thought patterns and reprogram your mind and start then manifesting the things that you want into your life. The taking action stage, where there is some positivity in the mix, there is light, there is productivity, there's happiness, and there's good health. When you begin to let go of the illusion of being and feeling trapped, and you find the courage and optimism, and you hold on to that long enough, where you're able to raise your vibrational frequency. But most people are so worried that they think that they need to think all the time. And that's programming. That's programming of the mind. And they're constantly asking themselves the same questions. Why am I not worthy? Why don't they love me? Why is my boss asking me to do X, Y, Z? Why haven't I got that promotion yet? Why isn't this working? Why is that not happening yet? Why have I not lost X amount of weight? Why haven't I got that promotion yet? Or whatever that may be. This is you constantly on a loop, telling yourself and reliving that same old story. And unknowingly, you take it out on yourself, or perhaps others around you. But your body knows it and your mind knows it, because this is what programming is. When you ask yourself these questions, even when they're playing on autopilot in the back of your mind, as you go about your day-to-day stuff, your brain starts to create images based on these emotions of fear, anxiety, doubt, the lack of trust in yourself. Then your subconscious mind starts to create these images in the brain. You believe them. Your body and the cells within you believe them, because words carry their own energy and your mind and your body don't know any different. So your subconscious mind creates like 95% of your life. So everything that you've experienced in your life, your memories, your beliefs, everything that you've experienced, the trauma that you've had, the good experiences, including the bad stuff, all get stored up in your subconscious mind. It's like a program on a computer. So more than likely, your body's going to do exactly what it's programmed to do, play out the same old patterns, the same stories, maybe in different scenarios, maybe in different situations, but that's what it's programmed to do unless you do something about it. This causes a problem, the worry, the question to get bigger and bigger, and you find yourself feeling frustrated, feeling angry, find yourself feeling stuck, unhappy, because now there are low vibrational emotions attached to these thoughts that are making you act and behave in a certain way. Now, let me give you an example. Now, my husband had this big project coming along, this big film project that he's been waiting for. And leading up to it, I could actually see his body language change. He was sleeping in a little bit longer. He was feeling down and in a low mood. And it's because of his negative internal dialogue. He started telling himself that it's just not going to happen. He's going to get ill. He's going to get so ill that he won't be able to see this project through. And I could see that fear, that anxiety starting to set in. And that he convinced himself so much that his brain then started creating this image. And he could see himself getting ill, this project not working and not happening the way he wanted it to be. And it was really, really affecting his emotional state, his vibrational state. And I remember having a conversation with him and I was like, well, why don't you focus on the positive? Why don't you think about what it would be like working on that project, on that film set, and seeing a positive outcome, knowing that you've actually achieved and accomplished something that you've been working on for the past 3 years. Imagine how that would feel, how it would uplift you, those good feelings, that positivity in the mix, that productivity, that happiness of feeling good and knowing that, oh my God, I created this project, I've seen the project through, and knowing that what you've been waiting for has finally happened. So it's about twisting that negative dialogue into a positive dialogue. And then I saw that gradually, as he got closer and closer to that project, I could see his body language change into a more positive one. He was there sitting at his desk every morning, working on the script, working on the project, because he had changed his mindset. He was able to become aware, raise his awareness and realize that I am creating this negative internal dialogue. And through the power of awareness, he was able to shift his narrative and create that positive outlook and to be able to complete that project. When you're not in alignment, you're not allowing the answers to come through. There's too much resistance. And because of that, old thought patterns are being played out. Your brain and your body is responding to the addictive thought chemical reaction. That's all to do with old programming. That is what your brain and body is used to. And when you're able to change those vibrational feelings in your body to those good vibrational feelings, then you'll notice that the chemical reaction in your body starts to change. You're able to step up into and get yourself back into alignment. You're able to feel appreciation of here and now, the satisfaction, the gratitude of here and now. And this is you getting yourself back into alignment. This is you gradually reprogramming your subconscious mind, those old thought patterns, and creating and carving out new thought pathways. Subconsciously, you will always have the same emotional reaction because that is what your body's used to. And I want to remind you that everything is energy and it all comes down to how you think, feel and act. And when you're able to become aware of that, because 90% of change happens through awareness. When you become aware of that, that is when you're able to start to change and shift things in your timeline, in your life. That's when you're able to reprogram your subconscious mind. And this is what I want to remind you of, to give yourself that time and that space to go deep within yourself, to get that clarity, open up your heart space. And whatever comes to the surface, let it sift through these emotions, decipher why things are the way they are, why certain things aren't manifesting in your life, why you feel and behave and act in a certain way. And just know that this is okay, that you are okay. This is just old beliefs, old programming, old conditions, old emotions that we've picked up along the way from our childhood, from our parents, from our culture, from the environment that we've been in, from our school life, from our work colleagues. This is just stuff that we picked up along the way so that we can feel safe and secure within ourselves, so that we can function as normal in society, like go to school, have relationships, go to work. Through the power of awareness, when you get past all the layers, the logical part of the brain, you might meditate, you may dance around to move that energy, you might journal, give yourself that space. You get yourself into that deep wave state. That is when you reprogram your mind. So for example, you might affirm to yourself like, okay, so when this happens, this is what I'm going to do. These are the things that I'm going to create. These are the steps that I'm going to put into place. This is you priming yourself. This is you priming your mind, ready for that transformational change. Ready so that you can then start to align yourself with the things that you want. Reprogramming your mind to be more joyous and have that satisfaction of the here and now, so that you can create better outcomes, better choices and better decisions. And then gradually you will notice over time that you've reacted, you've made a decision, a choice based on your new programming, and that you're able to restrain some of the old ones, some of the old methods that you're normally used to. And more importantly, you find the satisfaction and the joy of doing it. Because remember, that is a signal that you then start emitting out into the universe. You're a vibrational being living in a vibrational universe, and that is a signal that you will emit out into the universe. And then you'll reflect back what you're putting out. You'll attract back what you're putting out, and that is how you'll be able to create your dream life, attract the things that you want into your life, and have less time worrying about the things that aren't working out and looking at the world, looking at the place, your environment from a place of lack. Then you come to the realization that if you hold your emotional state there long enough, you create these new thought pathways and hold them long enough so that you don't beat yourself up every time that you're in that low state, that down state. You gradually, patiently start to uplift yourself vibrationally, energetically. And this is how you're able to reprogram your mind. You become aware of your thought patterns. You become aware of the things that you've been playing out on autopilot. This is how you're able to wire in the new and let go of the old identity, that old self-image. You can wire in this new identity and start emitting out that signal out into the universe. Now, I'm not saying never have a negative thought, never think negative things, only positive ones. No. Because there's contrast. You got to let the contrast serve you, because within that contrast there are lessons to be learned. There are things that need to be worked through. But the key thing here to remember is to not get carried away with it. If you struggle and if you stumble a little bit, that's okay. Just reset the next opportunity you get. Just chill and let life present itself to you. Just do your best in focusing in the direction of what feels good, what feels best in that moment. Grind yourself, spend time with your family, dance around and move that energy around. Do what makes you feel happy and makes you feel alive. Meditate, do some breath work, read a book, go outside for a walk. Whatever helps you find gratitude and appreciation in the moment. And more importantly, find the satisfaction in the new choices that you're making, in the direction that your life is going into. And if you find value in today's video, then please like and share so that it can reach other viewers just like yourself, and it can help others as well. As always, much love, take care, namaste.